coaching program looks like, the support, the guarantee, and the investment.
Oh, large class you're running here.
Yeah, totally. It's amazing. Well, you know, it is what it is.
Yep, it is what it is.
How you doing?
I realigned Sam Mitchell to the cohort 4 this morning.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank
The app and stuff. So
I did the attendance.
yeah, good.
Ray Hunt was on there, then he was gone.
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
I don't know. Hello, Brian. Hey, Brian. How's it going there, Marine?
Hey, it's good, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Good.
11 October.
Yeah.
60, 70, 74 days till Christmas. I just was walking and this guy down the way is building wooden nativity scenes. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I guess you got to build them now to sell them now to have them up at Thanksgiving. So.
Yeah, we were just talking about that at the share house a little about the when we're gonna put our Christmas decorations up. Yeah, we have certain things we do every day.
Yep.
Hang on a second. We have a new arrival. I got to get his info here. Give me a second. Don, you got the floor. Well,
Hey, Ash. Hey, Ash. Hey, Brent.
Good morning.
Your ears were probably burning last night, Brent, because I was on 4 block talking about your LinkedIn profile.
Oh, nice. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I wonder who helped you with that.
It was all, it was all my own
Yeah, yeah. No, it was all your own. And I will say, I show people your profile as a way to, on certain aspects of like, this is what you want, especially on the certain key,
Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I got some inspiration, of course.
Hello, Cece. I saw you're out putting up outdoor radar. Wow. Wow, that was really cool.
For our last deployment, we're over like the antennas and the radios for our operations desk.
Yeah.
So I had to put all that together for my first time ever. It's like, whoo, but it was fun.
Jonathan, hello, sir. I see you got the link now. Let me explain. As what we do here, we have a couple of processes. We're going to ask you to introduce yourself in just a minute, okay? So just go with the flow, sir. Welcome to the group. Don, I know you're in the backdrop there. Don Gleason is my fellow co-founder and facilitator.
Do the previous spotlight first, if you would.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let you go. You got the spotlight. We're ready to go. Okay. Let's do it to it. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Matt.
So Stacy, you were in there last time for the hopefully I can hear, just plug back in. Brian, you were in the spotlight last time for the elevator pitch. How'd the advice work for you?
It was good. We've been working on it at our 4 block classes each week, and obviously knowing the info and being able to spit it forwards and backwards makes it obviously more authentic and get you in and out off the X quicker.
Good.
Love it.
All right. Did it help anybody else last time? The elevator pitch? Did it help you guys? Nobody wants to talk.
They're quiet here. It's, they've all had a 3-day holiday. Some of us had a 3-day holiday. Some of us
All right, let's talk Slack. Let's talk our education moment. I'm going to share my screen. You know what we've been doing in the past is using LinkedIn. Let's see if I can find LinkedIn here real quick. So we've been using, we've got an open page, right? So on our, I go to mine, whoops. We've got a closed LinkedIn page. or group, I guess they call it a group, closed group. That hasn't really been taken off, and not a lot of people have joined it yet, and probably not a lot of people know it's there. But we also have our open military transition roundtable page with over 2,000 that a lot of people, you guys are in. And that is great, and that's open to everybody. But we don't have as a real good means, what we're using a lot of times are these MTR groups over here that Matt has created one. I've created a couple, and it gets threads of conversation going. But once you put a comment in, if somebody else comments after it, you lose your comment because it doesn't link to threads. So what we're doing is we're going to move to Slack. Slack allows us to have, you join and you can be in the general group, everybody, and there's like 1,000 people in it or something like that. So we got more than enough space to put people in. The only limitation we have right now is it limits you on how many invites you can have out at once. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you haven't accepted and joined the Slack, to join, or let me know you're not going to, so I can take the invite away and give it to somebody else. So I've got about 50 alumni I want to get in here, but I haven't been able to invite them yet because we got people who haven't joined yet. So, but it allows us to put in a general area. Everybody is in the general area. We can have comments amongst all of us. So 65 current members plus 75 alumni. So you can truly reach out to all the people that have gone before you in MTR. You can't do that in a thread in LinkedIn. You can have them by cohort. So let's just go to this cohort. This is cohort 3. So we can have a conversation just amongst you guys in cohort 3. We can do it by topic. So I put one in here last night at 4 o'clock. There was this presentation that they gave on LinkedIn. It's not real thorough. It's just a couple of kind of an intro of why it should be on LinkedIn, but it allows us to talk LinkedIn. We can talk resumes. So it gives us a lot of neat capabilities that LinkedIn doesn't give us. And you can also direct message folks. So if you want to just go one-on-one with somebody, you can link down here. Like I linked to Irma Smith, and we can just go one-on-one. So it gives you a lot of different capabilities that LinkedIn doesn't. So you all have an invite. So ask you to go back to that. I think it was 2 weeks ago or so. It should have come from Slack, probably. I doubt if it came under my name, but I'm not sure because I didn't send myself one because I created it. So somebody let me know how it did come out. Does it come to you? But I encourage you to accept it and get in and start connecting with folks and having conversations. This is not meant to change the LinkedIn posting that you're doing, and sharing and commenting, because that's out there for recruiters and networking folks and stuff like that. This is for us inside the program, MTR, to be communicating on different things. Questions? Don did such a thorough job because he's such a damn good speaker.
Yes, he is. You could teach the people that were in that last meeting. Gosh.
Yeah. And I have some swampland in Louisiana.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Back to you. Matt.
Right where they're going to put the new casino, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So guys, we're going to start with the wins and challenges. Then we'll have Jonathan introduce himself. And then Jonathan, after we do that, we do what's called a spotlight. And then after that, we have a little short accountability session. So just hang loose with us, sir. Okay. All right. Who would like to be first? Brian, you were the first one in. I know you got up early to join us. Would you be the first to share your wins and challenges?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I'd love to. Good morning, everybody. So wins over the past couple of weeks was completely updated my resume to have the format that's been told to me to add some data and some specific stuff in there. So I've completed that, pushed it out to some of my trusted people out there to give me some feedback. And then I updated my full LinkedIn profile to be Brent's younger brother, to update that there. So I think it's good. So looking for feedback on that too. So anybody want to check it out, let me know what you think. Challenges working on now is trying to come up with a plan and start working on my activity on LinkedIn. So that's what I got.
Yeah, and I apologize, Brian. I screwed up yesterday. I owe you, and I want to get back on your schedule. I apologize.
No worries. I got time. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, can I ask a question, Matt?
Yeah.
I want to get the quote that Brian said
of the format that's been told to me. What is, who told you? What does that mean? Because there's
Sure.
a big point here that I want to bring up.
Yeah.
Sure, yep.
I was,
So it's let me pull it up here. I have it right here. So it's called like the XYZ format. So it would go, for example, I accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. And kind
This
of
is kind
have
of, this is kind of like the star format in your accomplishment.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
for your yep. So I tried to keep it to two full lines per item. A couple went into 3, but try to go 2 lines and try to fill out a full 2-page resume. So that's how I
Okay.
work it.
Perfect. That's exactly what everybody needs to do. We, I see, oh God, I see almost so many that are nothing but a position description. I was responsible
Yep.
for X, and they forget the Y and the Z. You gotta have the Y and the Z. That's what brings the story to life. So I see Brent putting his thumb up. He said, yep. So, all right. Thanks, Matt.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do the Hollywood Squares thing. So in my Hollywood Squares, Ash is next. Hello, Ash.
All right, good morning. So my wins, finished the SME portion of the Catalyst program. And tonight and tomorrow will be the final projects for the Catalyst. That's been a great experience. I highly recommend everybody looking into it. I've also, right before class started, I got an email that I was referred for one of the GS jobs that I had applied for a while back. And yesterday I had an informational interview with the VP of HR for Martin Marietta for their central region opportunities.
Fantastic.
So those are my wins. The challenges, now that I've got the academic bug, I'm also looking into continuing on education, probably not with SMU because I don't have $96,000 in my pocket to pay for their program. But I'm exploring other opportunities. So that's the challenge, is finding what's going to fit for me and work for me within my kind of wonky schedule and financial situation. And then time management kind of overriding all of that.
Thanks for sharing. All right, Brent Schaefer.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody again this week. I caught Brian's jab about my age, I guess, so no offense taken, right? The younger brother, yeah, looking clean, looking smooth. I gotta clean this up a little bit, I guess. But no, I appreciate that. Anything I can do to help, of course, the team in this capacity, or my active job as a Fusion Cell member on the recruiting side, I'm happy to lend the experiences, and that's where I guess I draw some of my wins from. I had a great conversation with Cece last week. Got to learn more about her, and really enjoyed that conversation. I met with another transitioning veteran on the Intel side. We got to talk some strategy and ways forward with that person as well. I really feel like we and made some connections with that person as well. So really loving that aspect of this retired life, and then drawing on my recruiting experiences as well to help in that endeavor. So I'm looking to continue to pay that forward as much as possible wherever I can. So that's a huge win, huge win for me. The challenge, I don't know. I'm not trying to, express anything maybe I shouldn't or anything, but right now things are going pretty well, and I don't really have any challenges that really stepped up into the foreground that I need to work on at this point. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Please don't take that the wrong way, but right now things are doing pretty well. So thank you.
How was the garage sale?
Pretty well. We got rid of a lot of things, rehomed some things, if you will. But yeah, we were able to squeeze, if you can stand it right, both vehicles in the garage, which was my ultimate endeavor. So maybe I could put that in the win category as well.
Yeah, that's a win. Yeah.
At the moment, but since you brought it up, I'm patting myself on the back.
I would. All right, Cece, you are next.
I'm seeing a lot of dark hair on top there for an old guy, so I wouldn't let the young guy get to you, man.
Yeah, at least you got hair too. Steve, your turn.
Sorry, Casey.
So for my wins, I have an interview tomorrow. So excited. So yeah,
Who's the interview with?
United Health Group.
Okay,
Mm,
in the IT department?
the self help desk or service help
Great.
desk, not service. whatever.
Fantastic. Good organization.
Yeah. So yeah. And I guess my challenges, if you will, I'm still updating my resume. Thanks to Brent. So I'm going to get that updated a little bit, and then I'm also going to kind of reflect some of the changes that I did on my resume on my LinkedIn, just to like all the wording and stuff like that to be more IT.
And you
know,
know, Cece, I will send you, when I get a break here, I'm gonna send you a reminder to get on my schedule, okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. Hello, Blake. Good morning.
Hello, everyone. So let's see, my successes last few weeks. I have been more diligent on keeping up with my daily tasks that come pouring in and piling up. My challenges, however, is I was not diligent enough. I still had a few drop off the radar and caused problems for me. So it's still something that I'm working on and finding a better process of preventing those misses that tend to happen. So
Okay.
I think I'm learning quickly that it's just my way my brain works is more along the lines of rapid contemporaneous stuff as opposed to long drawn out operational stuff. And I probably ought to just realize that at some time, but still working on it. So that's it for me.
Thanks for sharing.
As we get that disc assessment done and debrief, you might see some of that answer right there.
Jill, you're next on my squares.
So some wins for me is I've still been pretty busy with doing stuff for my husband's business, and things are going really well on that part. And one of my acquaintances / connections is going to hook me up with somebody in the same career field that I'm interested in, and we're just going to have a quick chit chat about what it is that they do and how to get into it, because apparently it's fairly difficult, but where there's a will, there's a way. So there's that. And honestly, like, I don't have any challenges right off the top of my head that I can think of. Along with Brent, nothing is perfect, but things are going really well for me at the moment.
That's great. Christine, it's your turn.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My dog is barking in the background. Hopefully he'll be quiet. Anyway, the wins are I got the green belt at the end of October for Lean Six Sigma. Yay. So I'm really happy about that. It kind of just affirms some of the data stuff that I've been doing and the way I've tried to help people reduce expenses by, becoming more lean and, better able to function in their context. So I'm looking for a job that uses that or performance psychology. It's kind of like applied performance psychology to measure all the outputs to a business. It's very fascinating, this Lean Six Sigma. I enrolled in the black belt course and then it got canceled. So I guess they want to go online and do it, but I'm going to tell them that I either want my money back or I'm going to be in the December classes, because I really like being in class with them for these type of things and interacting with people and getting feedback. In fact, I was a little disappointed I didn't get the feedback that I wanted from the green belt class. Anyway, so that's the wins. The event management stuff is going well, but I'm getting tired of doing all the events. But it's going well. I'm booked all the time. This weekend I've got 4 events, and it's fun, but you know, I'm ready for a change, and I'm ready to stop counting and start doing more projects. I just think that I've been doing accounting for so many years. I'm kind of bored of it, and I'd like to see accounting, you know, put into practice to really businesses save money. So that's it. And I also got a project manager certification at the end of October. So I've been doing stuff.
Which one? Which one?
Project manager certification by Star Six Sigma. It's not the Project Manager Institute.
Right.
I've noticed that in some of these certifications, that some certifications are better looked upon than others, and they're easier to get.
Okay.
Depending on where you go.
Well, thank you. You know, one of the things that I didn't explain to you the other day, Jonathan, is we have people from all over the country. I'm looking at this group. We've got one Don there in San Antonio, Brent's in San Antonio, Brian's in Hawaii right now, Ash is in Kansas, Blake is in Indiana, Jill's in Washington State, CC is also in San Antonio, well, she used to be in Baltimore, and we've got Christine, who's in Chicagoland. So that's the diversity of the group as far as geographic location. So if you have a question about that, that's one of the values of this group. So now I turn over to you to do a quick intro, about 30 to 60 seconds. Tell us a little bit about what you did in the Navy, what you'd like to do next, and a couple more facts. We'd love to hear about that from you. Okay, Jonathan, you have the floor.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, good morning. My name is Jonathan. I currently reside in Houston, Texas, by way of San Diego, California. I spent 11 and a half years in the Navy as a hospital foreman. My last duty station was Naval Medical Center, San Diego. And then I also was on the Mercy in 2020 and 2021 for the COVID-19 pandemic rescue mission that went on in Los Angeles. That was when I really kind of got more of a feel for like logistics, because I was working hand in hand with the warehouse that was on the ship, and I had to supply the wards so that the nurses and doctors can do their jobs for patients. And so I really grew a liking to that, and I've always been in management. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to find my way with this whole newfound life outside the military, and finding employment, finding a career, and just just doing some reflecting on things that I was doing in the Navy. You can't do necessarily when you're out in the civilian world. Just trying to learn how to manage my expectations and emotions, and just be able to provide for my family. I got a wife and I have 3 children. My son has special needs, he's 7, and then I have 2 daughters, one's 6 and one's 3. So yeah, I think that's about it.
That's perfect. Okay, so let me start with one introduction to someone that you should start with. Well, 2, obviously, you want to talk to my colleague Don Gleason, because he's definitely the expert on our team as far as how to get ready for hiring and job interviews. But also, Brent Schaefer, retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant, works for a company that he could provide you some insight into what their needs are. Brent, he's based in Houston, Texas. It sounds like he's going there because of the needs of his one child, so that makes sense. There's that accommodation that needs to happen. So you're sold on Houston right now, Jonathan?
Yes, I'm sold on Houston. I mean, it's definitely military friendly. I just came down here thinking, like, because it's Houston, it's the 4th largest city in the United States, there's plenty of jobs.
Right.
I thought, and then it's military friendly. I thought I would just walk into something, and I had a skill bridge. I have that's a long story in itself, but I kind of ruined that relationship. I take accountability for ruining that relationship. And so now I just got a job at Walmart part-time. And I'm waiting for my DD 214 right now. So I'm just trying to be more humble and
Sure.
more gracious.
So Jonathan, I have one more question for you. We talked the other day. Have you talked to a Texas Veterans Commission counselor or a DAV counselor about your disability ratings?
No, I haven't done.
Need to do that. Again, Don and I are not subject matter experts. We know people that we think are subject matter experts. Don can tell you that he just had, through his work with the TVC, went from 20% to 80%, right, Don? And you're working on some more stuff there. Okay, so again,
Just submitted 5 more things yesterday.
we're not accredited veteran service officers. We know who we like, but I would definitely encourage you to pick up the phone and look up the TVC or Texas Veterans Commission or the folks at the Disabled American Vets. We've heard nothing but good things from both of those people. Does anybody else have a thought about that? I mean, those are 2 regional, because he's in Houston, but is there someone nationally that you guys can think of that we might want to look at? I've heard Wounded Warriors is another one.
I've heard good things about Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah, so like I said, we just want to, this is how we work, Jonathan. We know you've got, I knew from talking to you the other day, you had some challenges, and we just want to help you embrace those challenges. Okay, so we have finished up wins and challenges. Who would like to be in the spotlight today? I've heard a couple of good topics, but I'm just going to sit back and wait for you to tell me, hey, I really want to talk about this issue. And we will then use the format that we always had, which is ask factual questions first, give advice second. And if I catch you giving advice before it's time, I'm going to go like this. Take my magic wand and go, no, no, no. Okay. So who would like to be in the spotlight? I heard some really good stuff, but I'm just gonna wait for someone to put their hand up and say, yep, I'll be in the spotlight. Guys, this is okay. Brian's got his hand up. Okay, Brian, over to you, sir.
Thanks, Matt. I didn't want us to sit here in silence for the next 25 minutes. So I'll just.
Oh, wouldn't have happened, trust me.
So my spotlight would be trying to look to have an action plan on LinkedIn to build more stronger connections by showing what I've done in the military in HR that connects to the civilian world, right? So as I do informational interviews and different things, I keep hearing and I hear from those who have done it that obviously HR in the civilian world isn't HR in the military, which I understand. But I think personally, if I'm able to connect what I've done in HR in the military to how it could connect to the civilian world, I think it could build a deeper connection and kind of shine a light on what we do in the military and then how it translates into the civilian world to help me show obviously employers and different people in the industry that there's more to offer. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay. Some of our old experienced hands, I'm thinking Jill, Ash, you two, Brent. What would be a good factual question to ask Brian right now? Okay. Yeah, bad case.
Brian.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Big brother here, Brian.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, great to see you.
It's coincidence. My younger brother's actually, his name is Brian. So this works out pretty well, I think.
This is working good. This is awesome so far.
Trying to think about a factual question. When you are drafting your resume, which I'm happy to take a look at for you, by the way, are you drafting it from a in HR's job description? Are you using that as a guide to draft?
Yes, so not for one specific role. So I've looked at HR business partners, kind of the place I think I'm going to try to slide in at, right? But looking at management, stuff like that. So trying to pull out those keywords and different things that they're looking for, right? But without having a specific position, I'm trying to tailor it to. It's kind of just like a overall kind of catch all, and then be able to tailor it once I start actually pushing out resumes in the next 5 months or so.
Okay, so it was a us.af.mil.
Question
Okay, yeah, I sent you.
is,
It was like
have you
802
thought of like a company that you want to work for yet? And if so, have you like searched on LinkedIn, like people you can probably like connect with?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been working with an ACP mentor for about 3 months, maybe 4 months now. And one of our first things was to target 10 of like the big brand companies that I would think I'd like to work for in the area. And I've hit them hard. So I have like a spreadsheet that kind of lists out who I've talked to and the last time I talked to them and what we talked about and kind of do outs and all those things. So I think I have that list. And I also found out a couple weeks ago that I can download my connection list from LinkedIn onto an Excel to kind of make it easier to parse out. So I'm going to I'll figure out how to do that and I'll send it out to everybody so you can use that as well. Right. So I have that. So as I'm starting to tailor posts and stuff, kind of have that list of people who I've talked to, and then also other people in those industries or companies and stuff to tag and do all that stuff too. So yes.
Because my son was talking to someone on the phone and didn't want to have dueling conversations. Ash, over to you.
Are your resumes, does your resume, is it the same as your LinkedIn profile, or are they compatible? So are you submitting resumes that are different than what you have showing on your public page?
No, so the resume and having talked to and gotten advice from others, right? So you have your resume, but then I try to have the LinkedIn profile just connected to it, but adds more clarity and kind of builds onto that story, right? So it's not a direct one-to-one link. So I didn't cut the info from the resume and put it into my LinkedIn, right? So I kind of tells shorter stories or kind of explain that out, right? So if somebody's looking at the resume, they can then go to your LinkedIn profile and kind of build a clearer picture.
Someone else have a question?
I have a question. Brian, do you have an HR certification through like are you PHR or SHRM certified, or is that something you're interested in?
Yep, thanks. No, so I don't have a certification. I'll do my military transition course next week. And then after that, once I do my capstone, then I can get on to the O2O through Syracuse. And I plan on getting my SPHR through them before I start to submit resumes. So I have on my resume just as a placeholder, like plan to complete SPHR by X month in 2023. So yes, that's what I'm looking at doing, just to have that as well.
CC, Christine, Jonathan, do you have questions?
I have a question. What if you just took like all the key accountabilities and qualifications and whatever else they're looking for in their job description, you copy that and you write a resume with that and just fill in the blanks? Would that pass the, I don't know, the search and destroy that they got out there for resumes right now?
Can we hold on to that? Because I think you're asking a factual question and giving advice. Was your question like?
Have you tried? I guess trying, like, if you see a job description, just copy all their accountabilities and then tailor a resume. Do you think that's an effective way to try to get through the resume word detectors? That's my question for Brian, because he's been putting out his resume and he's been told how to create one. But it's still a mystery to people like me who, you know, don't really.
Thanks. Yeah, I think because I don't have a specific role, I went on, and I think I brought it up last time, where I also found out there's a way through, if you have LinkedIn Premium, to search roles, and then LinkedIn will give you like the top 20 keywords that they've found in each of those roles, which I can put together a quick how-to get to that. So I did that for probably 5 or 6 of the different roles I would try to target once it comes time to submit a resume, and kind of identified what are the 20 most impactful keywords from each of those ones. And I have all those on my LinkedIn profile, and I try to get all those somewhere on the resume as well. So having not submitted it for a position, I couldn't say if it works or not, but I think it's getting me closer.
Okay, thanks.
Question for you, Brian. When you say action plan, so since your win was you've updated your resume to the format told you, which we talked to Star, and you're talking some different things here. Go back to your statement or your question. What are you looking for in an action plan? How do you define it?
Sure. So I've so my action plan now, which haven't implemented yet, but I'm trying to get a detailed outline, is I have a few different HR newsletters and different things that come out. So I try to pull things that I think I can connect with actual things that are happening in HR right now to what I've done in the military. And then the action plan would be to draft posts and tag the companies and people who I've talked to in those companies about the post, just to show them, hey, here's what is happening now in HR, and here's what I've done in the military that kind of connect, right? They're not a one-to-one match, but here's how, right? When I'm looking to try to show value, right, to these companies that I can bring to them with using that as a catalyst.
So it's kind of like the post, the person you're trying to talk to, the value, and a connection with them, almost like a spreadsheet, so to speak.
Sure. Yes, I got like a probably 15 or 20 ones that I've been collecting for the past couple months, different topics of things that's happened in HR, and then just trying to build a narrative around that can show that connection, how what I've done in the past, either wins or failures, right? Because I think showing how I failed and then overcame that and learned from those failures can also add authenticity and right, just show that you're a person like everybody else.
So what's lacking?
I guess just the push to start doing it, to actually do it. I think now that the resume and the LinkedIn profile is kind of at a high percentage of where I want it to be, I think this is the next thing that I need to do. Right? Just maybe help from the 10 of you on this call, just to keep telling me to do it right, stick to it,
okay,
do it right. I think is right. I think where the value is at.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's the magic words of accountability. This is what that is why this works well in this kind of situation.
Am I hearing a recommendation?
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I was highlighting. Yeah, you don't have that stick.
I don't have no sticks.
So, okay. When is your actual ETS from the Marine Corps?
So I leave Hawaii on June 5th, June 2nd, head back to the New England area then, and my actual retirement date is October 1st.
Okay.
So I have about 4 months where I could do a skill bridge, but if I have an actual position lined up, then I can just jump into that actual position, right? So I kind of have some options there.
So you have 4 months of terminal leave?
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's helpful. Okay. Based on what we've all said, so Blake and Jill and Cece, do you have a question like this, like I just asked? No? Okay. All right. Who would like to start with the advice? Now, Don and I, because we are at the end of the runway here, we get to go last if needed. So who would like to start with some advice for our friend Brian? Maybe Big Brother will start.
I have a little bit of advice. Brian, for what it's worth, SHRM, they offer a free certification called Putting Veterans to Work. And it's like I said, it's free, and it takes at max maybe 4 hours, and that's me pushing it. But maybe that'd be something to look into just in case you want to go into, like veteran advocacy or recruiting.
Okay, no, great. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Who would like to be next?
Yeah, Brian, I've got some thoughts for you. First off, let me say I applaud this far forward that you're leaning. It's pretty amazing, right? You take October 1st of 2023. It's incredible that you're having this conversation now, right? And you're building resumes, and you have it in your mind, right, from an HR perspective. So good on you. I think many folks on their way out the door don't have that part figured out. What do you want to do, right? And that you have that kind of focus this far. And maybe it changes, right? Kind of like a college major. In your first couple semesters, you may shift gears a little bit, but right now you seem pretty focused. And so from an MTR or my perspective, helping you maintain that track and accountability to get you to where you want to be is something I'll be happy to help you do. What I'll suggest as far as advice, other than the kudos, right, is to continue on that branding front. You have it in your mind to brand yourself in this capacity as an HR person, and there are some translatable skill sets you'll have to use that you can use from a Marine Corps perspective. What you'll have to do is take the operational language and stink out of it, right? It has to be really HR focused. All the operations and stuff that you do in the day-to-day won't be relevant to the HR folks, but how you take care of people and problems and conflict and all that sort of stuff will certainly shine through. So keep that in mind when you do it. And like I said, I'll be happy to offer some insights and perspective advice for the resume where that's concerned. Try and narrow the industry that you want to work into. For example, if you wanted to be in HR in the hospital, for example, it could be difficult if you don't have any of that in your background. And I think you might be aiming a little too high on the business partner aspect. I think the generalist, HR generalist, for someone who is trying to break into a new company, a different industry as an HR professional, it could be difficult. So don't discount the generalist as a way to kind of step in the door as well. And the SHRM thing, you're already tracking that, the onward opportunity thing. I think that's huge, right? If you can follow through with that with this kind of time, that'll be huge. My understanding is you have to be within 6 months of ETS or 6 months in order for that onward opportunity window to open for you. Is that correct?
I've heard that once you complete your capstone for your like TRS classes, that you can waive the 6 months, right? But as long as you finished your capstone. So that's what I've heard. So obviously once I get my TRS done next week, get the capstone done, hopefully right after that, then start working that process so I can get it done earlier. Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah,
I'll be curious to see if you're able to navigate through that and get that bypass so you can start moving faster. But yeah, I would say you're certainly off to a good start there, Brian.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I've got the insight about hey, you might have to step in at a lower level, but I have 3 kids, probably gonna have a mortgage, stuff like that. So I'm not afraid of a challenge. So HR business partner, right? If it's the right number that has to get to, right, to do it, then but no, I fully appreciate and understand where you're coming at with that, right? To have, because I did get my master's in healthcare administration, right? So to come in at that would be difficult, right? It's a difficult industry to get into, right? So understood. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks. Ash, you had your hand up.
Yeah. So first off, so your education, your master's in healthcare administration, is that something you're looking to get into per se, or? And the second question is, what part of New England are you going back to? And then I have my advice.
Sure. Yeah. Me and my wife are both from Northern Rhode Island, with family in Massachusetts and Maine and stuff like that. So we're looking in between Providence and Boston as a place. So to have the flexibility to work in either of those cities is what we're looking at. It's a master's in healthcare administration with a focus in HR, right? So I just was looking for a master's degree that would give me more opportunity, right, to also get that advanced degree in that. So I'm not specifically only looking towards healthcare, but having it as an option.
Okay. I'm gonna offline. I'm gonna link you up with one of my rugby buddies who's in Boston. He's a director at the healthcare organization.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yep. My advice would be to be careful. So one of the things that I've heard a lot of in transition groups, and I experienced myself, is our willingness. We are eager and willing to take on the challenge and accept a lower role. But if you accept a lower role in something that is going to make you miserable, then you've wasted your time and you've wasted your money. So know your value yourself, and absolutely take care of yourself and do what you need to do. But temper it with where do you want to be. Keep that goal of where you want to be in 2, 5, 6 years. In the decisions that you make, because going into taking the first thing available, low hanging fruit, it's a road to misery. It just takes longer to get back on track.
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I understand what Brent was going at, was you might have to step in at a lower role, but obviously the higher role you can start at is the faster you can get to that next level and your ultimate right goal that you're looking for, right? So I understand all that and understand the complexity, but no, I appreciate it.
I guess my one of my suggestions or whatever, or 2 cents, is on LinkedIn. I know they do a lot of people will show like a different like mentorship events and things like that. And I know that's helped me connect with people within the career that I was trying to get into. So they have like in-person and Zoom ones. And I found a lot of people in both that helped me either answer questions that I had within my career field that I was getting into, or was like, hey, shoot me your resume, I can look at it, or let's, get together and we can talk. And then, they kind of helped me get to where I am now. So maybe once you get your LinkedIn up and running and you're on it more, maybe look for some veteran meetups and stuff like that. And maybe that can help you find people as well in HR.
Okay. Thank you. I'll take a look. Appreciate it.
I think it's good that you're going for the HR business partner thing. You do have a master's degree, and it did, take a while for you to get that. And I think that the companies will take that into consideration. And I think you got to keep in mind your long game. I don't know if you heard the book by Dory Clark called The Long Game, but she's got a newsletter out. She's very popular, I think, on LinkedIn and followed by a lot of business leaders. And I think when you're making these everyday decisions, it's always important to think about, like what other people have been saying, what are you going to be doing 5, 10 years down the road? Don't get stuck in a go nowhere job like a billing clerk. I've sold myself out that way numerous times.
Sure.
So yeah, just keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is part of this action plan to get on LinkedIn and kind of show the value, is to try to, without having the actual experience, to try to show that from the things that we've done in the military, right, that it can translate to those higher level jobs than just, like you said, a billing clerk. But I appreciate it.
And here's where I'll jump in, and it's what gets measured gets done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great time management, priority management type thing. So I was just writing down, figuring out like you want to do one topic a week or whatever your schedule is, but set something as a timeline piece of, I want one every 1 week, every 2 weeks, what it is your goal. And then you kind of back up into, so what's the topics, right? You said you've got a whole handful of topics. So
yeah,
what do you want to put out? So, this week it's going to be this, next week it'll be that, third one will be this, fourth one will be that, and just put them out there. and then kind of create a prep time. Put it in your schedule and say, this is the time I'm going to write that post up, and be ready to post it on this day. And then
Sure,
you
okay.
measure yourself, put it on your calendar, and you celebrate it. Whether it's just a hip hip hooray, I did it, or drink a bourbon or a beer, just whatever it might be. Go to the gym, celebrate that you did it, and then just and use this group as accountability.
Bill, you got your hand up. You're next, please.
Yeah, so I know, Brian, that I've already given you a little tidbit about SHRM, but speaking of the LinkedIn, there's two people that I would highly encourage you to follow in the HR world, and that's Ben Eubanks and George Rogers. They really know their stuff, and they put out some fantastic material, and you're really doing yourself a disservice if you're not looking into them or following them and participating in what they do. So I highly recommend them.
Thank you.
So somebody else have a piece of advice? Because I'm going to use a visual of my piece of advice. Who else?
I was just going to throw out real quick. I think you're on the right path with the translation piece, especially since you got the MBA already, you said the MBA, right?
Healthcare administration, right?
The master, that's my bad. So so having that already, and then being able to translate what you did in the military into something that the private sector understands it's going to set you out apart, with others. So it sounds like you're on the right track, and you got four months of terminal leave saved up to play with.
Yeah.
That's good. Very good.
So, Brian, two things. First of all, great job on the key skills. That is just awesome. Okay. But here's my point about key skills. If in the course of talking to someone, as you do your reconnaissance, they say, well, this is a key skill that you probably should have or you already have, and you go back to your time in the Marine Corps and go, yep, I've done that, then by all means add that key skill, like it's right there with your profile. Okay.
Yep.
The other piece of advice is you get 1 year of premium, and I think it's about time for you to take advantage of that free 1 year of premium. Okay, because you were
I have premium already.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I was confused. Okay. All right.
No, yeah.
So you unconfused me. Thank you.
No worries.
That's the one thing. So if you are in this group and you haven't done, like Brian is big brother, by the way, big brother I often refer to him when I'm talking to people that need a little update to their LinkedIn profile. You are now my number 2 go. I'll just show the brothers, Brian and Brent. Hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. When we talk, and I hope we can do that soon, let us work on the content strategy, because that's something else. So one last thing, American College of Healthcare Executives, right? If that's where you really want to go, they have a pretty active chapter there in New England, in Boston. Okay, so just take a look at those and use that as look at it as a big strategic map of where you want to go, right? And then say, who do I know is in there? Jonathan, you got a piece of advice on this? You're sitting here kind of quiet. We haven't heard from you at all. What do you think?
I'm just actually amazed at all the stuff Brian's been. I mean, he's actually gave me the ACP link for mentorship and stuff as well, but just really amazed at, like, a year out and he's doing stuff, and I'm looking back like, man, I should have did that stuff. You know what I mean? But I think all the resources, and he's actually implementing and doing what he set out to do. So, and then he's also taking the feedback pretty well. So that's why I'm quiet, because I really don't have anything to say besides bravo Zulu. I mean, I'm really amazed. I'm actually trying to take things that he's doing and seeing what I could apply to mine.
And that's where we want to help you. So the question I have for you is, can we send you an application to join us on a regular basis? And so there's a commitment to showing up every 2 weeks. to be part of this group? Would you like to continue with this group?
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Well, that was the reason why I was drawing you back in like that. Okay. We are now down to the last 8 minutes, and I know we need to take 2 minutes to talk about some administrative stuff. So
Don't forget the key 1 or 2 things for Brian.
oh yeah, that's right. Brian, of all the advice that you've gotten today, what are the 1 or 2 key takeaways that you got from this? Thank you, Don.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is coming up with my own plan, hold myself accountable, and then just to celebrate those wins as I go through and not get stuck in the day-to-day, but actually line it up and knock them down.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
has been a really informative session. Thank you for being our person in the spotlight. Okay.
No worries. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Ash, next 2 weeks, what can we hold you accountable for?
I'm going to just focus on my time management piece and moving forward with my education.
Okay.
Those are my 2 big targets.
All right. Big brother Brent.
Yeah, thanks. Not unlike last week, just or the last time we talked, right? Just remain engaged with the group and show up every couple of weeks and do what I can to help out.
Yeah. There's going to come a time where we're going to say, well, one of us can't make it. Brent, will you help us? Because you really have been one of the, you're that kind of guy. Jill.
I am going to continue to look into I'm at a loss for words today. The career path that I'm interested in.
Okay.
And I'm going to look into an examination that it requires and see what that's all about. So I'm just going to do my due diligence
Okay.
on this.
Right. CC.
Just continue to work on my certifications and continue to apply for jobs until I knock them out.
Okay. Jonathan, what can we hold you accountable for the next 2 weeks?
Well, definitely figuring out how to do this LinkedIn premium for free for a year. I still don't know how to do that. I think I probably have to redo my resume again and get more of an understanding of it. So basically figure out what I need to do for that. And I would think more success in, well, not necessarily getting interviews, but maybe learning more so the interview process, how to interview better. Because, I might think I'm good, but I haven't had much success with it. So obviously I'm not as good as I think I am. So work on those 3 things.
Okay. All right, Blake.
Yeah, mine would be continuing to be diligent and on top of the my daily task flows and keeping to a rhythm, or I don't know, I can't think of the right word, not rhythm, but schedule, some sort of a schedule that makes it all work.
Okay. And Christine.
Well, I'm going to apply to this LK Manufacturing. They seem like a neat place.
Christine, you're on mute, my friend. You're muted. Christine, you're muted. Guys.
Sorry about that. I was muted. Anyway.
Yes, you were. And
talking. But anyway, yeah, there was this job. We used to make powdered metal parts before I stayed home with the kids back in 2000 for LK Manufacturing, just a tiny little metal part in a faucet, but they just merged with the company and now they're looking for people to do continuous improvement engineering, which is right along my lines with Lean Six Sigma and performance psychology. So hopefully I can convince them, and maybe I'll go back to my old job and say, you need to write me a recommendation. Here it is. I'll email it to you.
Yeah, and I need to introduce you to Dan's Delight. Okay, Don, in the interest of time, would you share with everybody your event, and then I'll talk about my event. We have 2 events next week.
Yeah, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m., 18 October is the event behind me, SAME Career Transition Panel. It's the Society of American Military Engineers. Our target is the architect, engineer, construction folks, but we're opening it to everyone. All military 24 to 36 months and within that are transitioning. We're going to be talking about what to do next, create a personal mission statement. We're going to be talking about how to network in to get the right connections. We're going to be talking how to sell your value. So some stuff that you've heard, there's probably going to be some things from the 5 panelists that you haven't heard. So I invite you guys to come out. It's on Eventbrite. You can see it in my post on LinkedIn, and Matt's shared it. So register on LinkedIn, and I'm sorry, on Eventbrite, and look forward to seeing you there.
So the other thing that I just posted on our new event management page on Flipcause, and you'll see it here in the next day or so, is the other event, which is on Thursday with Charles Schwartz and Sam Mitchell, talking about gaps in your employment history. So for Sam, he took a couple years off to take care of his elderly parents, and he could do that, but how do you explain that, and what are the skills you use when you're taking care of your parents? And Charles would really help you see how there's skills with taking care of your parents that are really important in terms of logistics and other things that recruiters and staffing guys would look for. So that's also on Thursday at 6 o'clock. Be looking for that event, and please share that with other people. Okay, guys, we're up at the 11th hour of the day on the 11th day of October. It's been great. It's been real. I just recognized that 11 October. Yeah, 10, 11. You know what? Check this out. 10, 11, 22. There's kind of a rhythm to that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of. 10, 11, 22. Guys, it's been real. It's been great. Jonathan, be looking for, I'll be sending to you via LinkedIn your application to join us. So thanks so much. Mr. Brent, if you could stay for just a short second, I have something to ask you real quick, okay? All right, guys.
Have a good day, everybody.
Good luck with the interviews.
All right, you too. Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Later, everyone.
Bye, Christine. Bye there, Ash and Blake.
Thank you.
So, sir, question I have with my partner and colleague here, would you like to go from facilitating conversations in the future?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I think you'd be good at it.
Yeah, I would happy to. Just like to know a little bit more about the expectation, what you want me to. Obviously, I know the battle rhythm. I know how we start. I know how we finish.
Right.
And I know about the, is that kind of the gist?
That's exactly what it is there, my friend. Exactly what it is.
We can
So
walk you through some of the things behind it, but you got it.
yeah.
Okay.
And I will see you at lunch at along
Right.
on Hausman Road. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
already tracking that.
Okay. See you Friday.
Yes, sir. All right. You guys have a great week.
Christine, you came back in. Is there something we can help you with? Christine.
You guys take care.
See you,
Hi,
Brent.
Brent. Christine, you're back with us again. Huh. Okay. I'll see you in 30 minutes, 25 minutes.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.